Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Shantae. I'm your host Shadow HB3 and I'm ready to entertain. In the last episode, we spent lots and lots of gems, got an exclusive transformation, and we also received help from Bandit Town's Guardian Genie on getting access to Twinkle Palace, which we are standing outside of right now. And in this episode, we're going to go ahead and go inside Twinkle Palace and we are going to retrieve the Twinkle Stone and make sure that Risky Boots does not get any part of it whatsoever, which would be the whole thing. So I had to save my game so that way I can kind of get back to this point, so that's why the Guardian Genie is no longer there. But we go in here and right away we are tasked with having to break this stone barrier because if you go to the other end of this room it gets locked, so we can't get up there. But let's actually get ourselves some more heart health, which you can get up there. But I'm going to be using the Tinkerbat transformation a lot because there's going to be moments where we're going to need to use the monkey form. Also, we're going to need to use the elephant form to slash or to destroy those ice barriers, which will house enemies that we've seen in the past. So it'll be a lot of transforming. So I'm going to try to cut down on that a little bit. And this labyrinth, since it's fairly lengthy in terms of what we're going to be expected to get, because we're going to be getting our final transformation of this game, the true final transformation of this game. And in fact, we of course are going to get all the baby warp squids in this labyrinth, and we're going to take care of business here. And it's going to take a while, and I know this labyrinth can be fairly lengthy, so I figure why not make it 2 parts. There's a baby warp squid right there. Of course, we sadly won't be able to get it right away, so we'll have to come back and get it, and maybe one of the final ones we end up getting. And also, you're going to see that there will be these boulder traps that will spew boulders out, and there'll be some areas we can crawl underneath if you are Shantae or if you're the monkey, but unfortunately for the Tinkerbat, it does not have that ability to crawl underneath, even though it has most of the capabilities of the monkey. And then, of course, we'll have these rooms here which will have puzzles that we'll need to solve or figure out what the enemy is, and then once we solve it, then the key will come out and we'll be able to get it. And then after that, we'll just need to make our way back where we came from. The area we'll need to go next will actually be right where we could have gone straight on through, but instead we had to go up just to get this key. Get a couple more gems along the way. I don't think there's anything hugely significant yet, although we are going to be making our way here to this first of several vortex rooms. So these spinning vortexes that you see here, they you can only go in them as Shantae, and you can press any direction and they will toss you about. So, you know, you can control Shantae easily by doing that, or by, you know, throwing yourself around wherever you need to. I believe there's also a baby warp squid in this room, I want to say. There's there's 2 in this room. The first one that you can get is right here. It can be easy to miss if you're not aware. Actually, technically, I think there's 3, but one of which we'll get to later. And then you drop down here. There's a vortex you can take to get yourself back up to the top. But there's also, if you happen to notice, there is a little crawl space you can go through here only as the monkey. So if you crawl through here, you can get your second baby warp squid this way too. So just like that, we've got 2. And now we'll go ahead and proceed on to the next room. We've got these fire penguins. I don't think I talked much about them. They slide a good ways, so since we don't really have very much of a need at this point for collecting gems, I'm going to try to avoid having to clash with them as much as possible. I'm also going to try to avoid dropping into these spiky pits, because obviously those are never fun. Same thing with the boulder traps, those are never fun too. I mean, just a bunch of things inside this labyrinth make it not as fun. Wait a second, I just realized There's supposed to be... I forgot. There was a key that we actually needed to get in that vortex room, and I totally forgot about that as I was so busy collecting the baby warp squid. So let's go back to the room that we were needing to go through, and we're going to go ahead and get said key if I remember how to get there. Hopefully I remember how to get there. Oh, I totally forgot. I never came through that way, or I never got to that point. So all these enemies that are seeing are enemies that I have yet to defeat. But yeah, those fiery penguins, they can be a little bit of a hassle because they get knocked back such a decent ways away. Alright, I think... No, that's not it. Nope. This is where my memory on where to go is going to really be tested here. My goodness. I'm going to take you out before you cause me to lose most of, if not all, my health. Jeez. Okay, well thank you guys for supplying me with some hearts. It's the least you can do for giving me some trouble. Okay, let's try to remember where we were supposed to go. Was it this way, I think? Yeah, there we go. If I did it enough times, I would remember. We could have run across those little areas what those pincers are, but I didn't feel like it. And we'll get through these boulder traps, of course, without taking a hit first. Thankfully, here's a 1-up, and I'm getting hit by all kinds of things today. Just trying to get through this labyrinth as quick as possible. But no, this does take a little bit of time, so that's why I'm expecting to make this 2 parts. Alright, I'll go ahead and transform into the Tinker Bat. So that way I can just go ahead and have the abilities of both the monkey and the elephant. And I keep getting succubuses, or succubi is the actual plural form of succubus, but yeah, the Wetman and the Rock Golem, I think they easily take 1 hit to destroy, so if you can get one of those creatures, that's probably better, especially if you're trying to speed run through this game. Alright, key number 2, and now we'll finally be able to proceed on, which we couldn't do it before because we didn't have the key. So I'm going to try to run like a madman or a mad Tinker Bat in this case through here. I think, if I'm not mistaken, there is a place where you can go up here and get another warm-up. Yeah, there's... Something tells me maybe I'll go ahead and get it. I just got to remind myself not to fall down too close, because there are spikes there, and they will, of course, take you out instantly if you fall into them. Alrighty, I think I've gone ahead and, yeah, I've destroyed all the enemies in this particular area of the labyrinth, so I don't have to worry about them. Man, you would think with my saber that I would have a better hitbox with it, but, I mean, the hitbox with these fire penguins is just... It's so small, in my opinion. I mean, something like this size should not have a small hurt box. That's just me. Okay, now let's try going through again, and hopefully we'll have no issues, and I won't lose a life. Okay. Well, I'd rather take a hit rather than fall into the spikes and lose a life. Alright, so now that we've got through that room, I think, is there anything else specific here? Okay. There's a vortex right here. There are a couple of goodies we could ideally get if we want, but I think you have to actually get them as one of the other forms. So I'm going to try to get through without killing ourselves if I can. Okay. I had to kind of talk myself through as far as, okay, how do we get through here? Alright. Nope, oh jeez. I was actually going to go ahead and transform into the elephant in this case, because the elephant actually does have a little bit more of a range with his attacking ability, so let's get that and then get another succubus. Oh, jeez. I don't know why. It's like I tell myself, don't get the enemy that's going to take more than 1 hit to defeat, and I end up getting them anyway, so just my dumb luck. there. There's nothing... Actually, there is something up there that is important. I think our third key is up there, but I wanted to go ahead and get some hearts because we are running low on health, and last thing I want to do is die. Now we'll transform into the monkey. Go up this way. And go through this room, and we'll get key number 3. I think I remember what the enemy is supposed to look like here. Yeah, okay. So those pincers again, or it's a pincer again, is the enemy. So, solve that puzzle and we get our third key. I'm gonna hopefully see if I can maybe make it as far as to the Guardian Genie Chamber, if at all possible. But yeah, see the monkey, you can crawl through as a monkey, but oddly enough not as a Tinkerbat, even though you've got the majority of the powers as the monkey. I don't want to let that gem go to waste. I told myself no gem left behind. Yeah, seriously, you have to keep on moving just to avoid getting hit by those fire penguins. It's annoying. And I think the game realizes this. That's why in every single jar they have just about hearts, as far as I know. Okay, yeah, and I don't think there's any, even though it gives you the impression, those little openings give you the impression you can go up there, but you can't. You have to, oh jeez, I did not mean to climb up, out. My goodness. Alright, let's try it again, yeah. You have to have the monkey to get to this actual ice block, because, like I said, Tinkerbat can't get it done. And we'll transform into the elephant, and I'm hopefully not going to get a succubus. No. Oh, come on. Are you gonna? You've got to be kidding me. It's just not my day. I keep getting succubi. Okay. You know what? Let's yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have to take you out no matter what. Well, thankfully you didn't take more than one hit, but still, why do I keep getting succubi for these things? I don't get it. Okay. Then we have one more big room here, which I think, our big vortex room, which I thought for some reason would have a particular place we can go. At least I feel like it does, but I could be wrong. Okay, well, anyways, we'll not worry about it. I think we probably saved ourselves a lot of time. So let's go through here, and we are in the Guardian Genie Chamber. So this will be the last Guardian Genie we'll have to worry about freeing. Let's talk to her and get her gratitude, and finally get her get our last transformation dance, which is going to be really, really cool once you guys see it. I mean, it's cool, but you know, there's its problems. But now we can transform into what I think is arguably the best transformation in terms of attack power and ability to move, and that would be the Harpy form. So let's take a look at a new form. And that wasn't it, because I, again, am dumb and cannot remember for the life of me which dance is what. Okay, here is the Harpy form. So we have the ability to fly, and the crazy thing I hate about the Harpy is that, I mean, the Harpy has like very little traction, so I mean, if you get a running start, you're going to be sliding for a good ways, but you see what I mean? And then oddly enough, when you come out of the Guardian Genie Chamber, the music changes for some reason or whatnot, but it's weird. But no, I think that's really all I wanted to take care of here in this episode. So I'm going to see if there's anything else we can get, since I at least have an extra life to spare, or if this is just one of several rooms that has that we just had to go through. I could be wrong here. I think that's really all we have to worry about as far as this room has to offer. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out. I'm pretty sure there's a couple of places we're going to need to go and fly up. So I'll go ahead and stop things here. But we'll continue on in the next episode, of course, with the Twinkle Palace. We'll finish it up. But if you guys like what you saw in this episode, please let me know by hitting that subscribe button. hit that like button while you're at it, leave me a comment, and I will see you all in the next part when we finish up the Twinkle Palace Labyrinth. So, until then, this is Shadow HB3 saying, stay perky. I will see you guys next time. Take it easy, guys. Through that ice block, and we'll finally get to what I think is our last room of getting, as far as getting a key goes here and solving puzzles. Every time I see these, I can't help but think of Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal, where you have the Ruins of Alpha and you're trying to solve those particular puzzles. It's kind of similar.